How do you do? Storyteller here, back with another episode of Cinderella Phenomenon. And we are in the woods, going to meet Karma. I had to think about what we were doing. I decided not to think about all of this, at least not until later. I wish this was all simpler, and that Karma wasn't cloaked in so many secrets. You see, you wouldn't like him as much if he wasn't so mysterious. I know you too well, Story. I know how it is.
Mother, I went to town today.
Oh, I told you not to go into town. Did your father take you?
He told me it would be fun.
And was it?
No, everyone looked really angry at me, but I don't know why.
I've told you before, haven't I, dearest one? The townsfolk are jealous of you.
Jealous?
They are bitter about your lot in life because they will seek to use you for your status. Oh, because of that, they will. You cannot trust them, Story. You cannot trust anyone but me. Trusting others will only lead to heartbreak, Story. You need only trust me because I will never hurt you. I don't believe you. Favors and payback. Favors and payback. I've been at the Marchant for a couple of months now, and I still haven't managed to do a single good deed. Today I went out to town with Waltz to buy ingredients for parfait. The two of us have been very quiet, which is uncharacteristic for Waltz. Princess? I don't remember his voice. What? Did Karma explain why he isn't coming with you today? Princess? Does Waltz not like my company? Is that why he's asking me why he had to fill in for Karma? He said he was tired. Oh. Waltz turns his head, his eyebrows furrowing in confusion. The town feels different today. It does? I feel as if there are people watching us. How can you tell? With practice, I have a lot of eyes on me when I'm doing my puppet shows, after all. Even before then, I was used to being watched, I guess. What do you mean by that? Before you were cursed? Why? Well, I was more conspicuous as an adult, I guess. An adult? Oh, right. You have the Neverland curse. You remembered. Yes, I have the Neverland curse. I told you what it was in the tavern once. You were stuck as a child when you should be a man. Right. It's a little inconvenient, but I've gotten used to it. Waltz is so much more straightforward about his curse than Karma. The two of us go into a store where we find little cups that Parfait asks us to buy. After I pay, Waltz automatically picks up the bags. His help is nice for a change. I've become so accustomed to carrying the bags on my own. So have you made any progress on your good deeds? You can see my necklace that I have not. Oh, you can see from my necklace that I have not. But you have changed. I still don't see how I have changed at all. Karma hasn't taught me anything about doing good. Sometimes in order to do good, you need to realize some things about yourself first. True. Maybe Karma's not so bad at helping you with that. He is selfish, flamboyant, and acts as if the world revolves around him.
But you're still partnered with him.
I am. I'm okay with Karma's company. Most of the people judge and shun me. But Karma hasn't done that, and he's even mentioned enjoying my company. I've become more tolerant of him, too. More tolerant. Barely tolerable.
Oh, Princess!
Walt's eyes light up, and I see him pointing ahead to the crowd. Two people gathered around the center of the town. A woman stands in the middle of the crowd, telling people's fortunes.
We should go see if we can get our fortunes told. Come on.
Oh boy. The crowd around the woman only grows larger until nearly half of the plaza is taken up. I find myself being pushed around the crowd as I try to follow Waltz. The crowd is dense, though, and in no time at all I've lost him. Waltz! I call for him, but I do not see him over the dozens of people in front of me. I will wait for him on the outskirts of the crowd. He will be able to find me. I make my way out of the crowd to the edges of an alleyway. Oh, that's a good idea. But Waltz does not appear. 10 minutes go by and I consider walking back into the crowd when I hear a voice behind me. Are you looking for someone, madam? I feel someone grab my hand. I slap them away and take a step back. When I turn, I find a man standing behind me in the alleyway. Oh, it's you. I didn't mean to startle you. What do you want? I want to help you return to the palace, Princess Story. How do you know who I am? Yeah, you know who I am? I do, Princess, and I can lead you back to the palace. Who are you? Someone who's working for the king. But the king does not remember me. I don't trust you. The only people that would remember me are witches, fairies, and those with the curse. So, who exactly is this man? You're lying. Princess, why would I ever lie to you? Now come, I'm sure everyone at the palace will be very happy to see you. The man grabs my hand roughly and begins to try to pull me through the alleyway. The first thing I try to do is scream, but the man clamps a free hand over my mouth. The crowd is getting further from us, and no one can see us in the shadows. Princess, I swear on my word I'm bringing you back to the palace. Save. Oh, I'm bad at these. Wait for an opening. He will be expecting me to fight back. I have to hold my ground until there's an opening. What would Jurian and Garland do in this situation? Nice and obedient, yeah? Better that way. After all, I'm not a bad guy. I don't trust you. The man walks me down the alleyway, his hold on me still tight. I am forced to walk with him until I get to a dead end. Now where was that passageway he was talking about? Now's my chance. What is this I see before me? Uh-oh, I hear Karma. I look up to see Karma standing on the rooftop right above us, in his disguise holding a sword, a broad grin on his face. Madam, you might hurt yourself playing with that sword. You might want to put it down. What is this, sir? Do you feel threatened by me? You should. Karma jumps down from the building and raises his sword in front of him. His eyes are angry, his earlier jovial personality fallen away. Anyone that attacks a lady has to pay for the crime. Karma rushes forward, moving faster than I can see, even in his long dress. The glint of the sword causes the man to fall backwards, loosening his grip on me. I step back from the man's hold and watch as Karma points his sword at the man's neck. Now, I have a sword and you do not. Do you really want to test your luck, sir? This isn't worth it. The man runs off, leaving me alone with Karma in the alleyway. What is this? You're a lot cockier a few moments ago. I breathe out slowly as relief washes over me. Princess! Yeah, where were you? Waltz approaches me from where the man had run. So, did you meet the coward fellow on your way here? I bumped into a man who looked as if he was running away from death. Oh my, I feel oddly accomplished. Karma and Waltz's voices have faded and indistinct as my vision blurs. I am suddenly light on my feet. All the adrenaline from earlier dissipated into thin air. I feel tired. Princess! Or Princess! I didn't read who said that. Before I can collapse, I feel arms pulling me back up. Rest easy, Princess Story. I close my eyes and fall into blackness. When I wake up, Annis is setting a tray of food down on my bedside table. She does not notice as I slowly rise from my bed. Annis.
Oh, Princess, you're up. We were worried about you. Lady Delora and Lady Parfait said you were just out because of shock, but still.
How long have I been asleep?
Just a few hours, Princess. Don't worry about the chores for now. Lady Delora says if you're feeling better later, you can use Mr. Broom.
Just thinking about using Mr. Broom gives me a headache. Where are Karma and Waltz?
Waltz is out scouting the town looking for the man that captured you.
And Karma?
I think he might be in his room, Princess. He's got patrol tonight, so he's resting a bit.
If he has patrol tonight, that must mean he's resting this morning, too. How did he know I needed help?
Do you need anything, Princess?
No, I'm going to visit Karma. What?
to thank him?
However, he knew. If Karma hadn't been there, things would not have ended so well. Yes.
That's sweet, Princess. Oh, Lady Delora wants to talk to you about what happened when you're feeling up to it.
Okay. I wait until Annis leaves the room before I follow after her. It is only after I exit the room that I realize I do not know where Karma's room is. Annis must have assumed that I already knew, with us being partners and all. It's fine, I do not need Annis's assistance for this. I can find Karma's room on my own. It takes me some time, but eventually I find a room with his name on the door, in a careful, flowery letters. It suits him. I simply open the door without thinking to knock. Nice. Oh, hi. Nice tattoo. I expected to find Karma lying on the bed, but instead he's standing in front of a mirror, changing his clothes. Nice. Good job, Story. Princess? Oh. I do not think I have ever seen a shirtless man before. Oh, indeed. He turns to me, and the realization that he's there just in his pants hits me hard in the stomach. My face feels incredibly uncomfortably warm. So why are you just standing there? Put on your clothes! And then I notice a large tattoo on his chest. Yeah, I noticed that first. It is a rose ensnared by many vines. I stare at it for a few moments, before Karma puts a hand there to conceal it. It is rude to come into a lady's room unannounced, you know. Not a lady. Karma slips his usual dress on carefully over his head and then approaches me. I take a step back without realizing. Karma raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me mischievously. It is a familiar look, but it rattles me more now than it ever has before. My, Princess, you're as red as a tomato. Are you okay? Does this man always need to point out the obvious? I'm fine. There is no need to shout, darling. Now, what did you come here for? To see me, the beautiful Karma? Does everything always have to revolve around you? Well, you are breaking into my room. I'm barely able to stifle a sigh. Well? I cross my arms and frown at him. His smile makes it harder to get my next words out. I came here to thank you. Do my ears deceive me? What did you just say, Princess? Princess? Thank you for saving me. You're quite welcome, Princess. It was my pleasure. I should leave. Wait, what? I turn to leave, but Karma grabs my hand and pulls me back. But Princess, don't you owe me something? So Karma was expecting something in return after all. I should have known. I think you owe me an apology. You did come into my room unannounced after all. What is he talking about? Since you broke into my room, I demand you help me with my makeup. Then I will forget your transgression. Your makeup? Yes, darling. I thought you were resting because you were going on patrol tonight. Resting? Nonsense, I have much to do. My makeup earlier was so messy I washed my face in order to reapply it. I cannot believe I'm going to agree to this. Fine. Oh, what a splendid day today is. Come, Princess, let's do this by a mirror. Is that what you were trying to do in the mirror when I walked in on you? That's pretty funny. Karma pulls me over to the mirror where I can see both of our faces reflected. He has a surprising variety of makeup on the dresser beside him. I do not even care that much for my appearance. Why am I helping Karma with his makeup? Now, each feature on the face, Which feature on the face do you think is the most important one to highlight, Princess?
Why, the smile, of course.
What? What are your eyes attracted to most on the person's face? When they're laughing, when they smile? Mouth. Duh. Why is he asking me for my opinion on something so trivial? If someone was smiling, the first feature I would notice on their face would be there. I'm gonna save. I don't know why I have to save for this, but, you know, whatever. Despite myself, I find my gaze dropping to Karma's lips. Why do I feel like I am walking into a trap? The lips? My princess, I didn't think I'd ever hear you say you looked at my lips when I smiled. I did not say that. Oh, but you did, and princess, I do believe you are blushing. Even though Karma never said he was referring to his features, I thought about his lips anyway. The thought makes my heart flop, even though I do not have the faintest idea why. Anyway, I agree. Though eyes are important, a smile isn't quite as brilliant without the lips. Well, a smile would just be creepy without lips. Without the lips? I try to imagine a smile without lips and shudder. See? See, the story and me are not that different after all. She's turning into me. She really is. And we got the red little diamond thing, which meant we made the right decision for that scenario. I'm glad for that. Sorry, princess, I misspoke. Try to dispel the image from your mind. Yeah, I can't now because I'm thinking about it. Anyway, I'll let you choose the order of things. Fine. Just don't make me look like a clown, princess. I know how much you try to tease me, but I need to get out of here quickly today. If you need to leave quickly, shouldn't you do your makeup yourself? And miss the opportunity to have you help me? Nonsense. If I can, I'll have you help me with my hair some other time. The way you do yours is beautiful. Yeah, those lovely ponytails. I look like I'm 7. I always put effort into my hair, as Mother always emphasized the importance of looking like a princess. But I've never received a compliment on my hairstyle before. Karma gives me his makeup supplies and I start layering the color on his face. When we are this close, I cannot help but carefully inspect one of his features. Every one of his features. I do not think I even did something like this with Mother. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading. You know, princess, I don't think I deserve your thanks. I pause and raise an eyebrow at him. What? You've been helping me for a while, and I haven't helped you with your curse at all. What I did today was just coincidence. Coincidence? I'd heard you went down to town with Waltz, so I followed you two. I only happened to catch what happened in the alleyway. You were following us? You were following us. Okay, is there a reason? You managed to see me, even when there were so many people who didn't. I have good eyes, probably. Probably? It's not like you to be so humble. Story, I am once again offended. And why were you following us in the first place? You said you were too tired to go into town today. I was worried. It was strange not accompanying you today. Worried? Why would you be worried? Karma looks puzzled for a few moments. He glances at himself in the mirror solemnly, then shrugs. Okay, if it's not obvious, Karma totally likes you, Story. Okay? Try to get it through your thick skull. I know you're kinda dumb. You are. I love you, but you're kinda dumb. Because Karma totally has a crush on you. Intuition, perhaps. Waltz mentioned something about feeling watched. Oh, I remember that. That didn't even occur to me. Is there something that Waltz and Karma are watching out for that I am not? Karma closes his eyes. What am I reading? I'm not even reading the words that are on the screen. I'm just making stuff up. Karma closes his eyes momentarily, and I take the opportunity to dust his eyes with eyeshadow. He does not seem to mind. Princess, you haven't spoken about what happened today with Delora Parfait, have you? No, not yet. You came to thank me first? Yes. Oh. Karma falls into silence and I continue to work, sweeping blush onto his high cheekbones.
Princess, do you know anything about the man who tried to drag you away today?
No, he said only that he worked for the king, before telling me he could take me back to the palace.
I wonder how he recognized you.
I was wondering that myself.
How curious and alarming. The only ones who should pose a problem at this time are witches.
Witches? What do they want with me?
Well, I only mean that witches are the only ones who can see through our curses.
So that man spoke with a witch?
It is possible, or he was.
Are witches solely exclusive to females? And you, Karma, have proven that genders are kind of deceiving in this game. So, yeah. He could be a witch.
But why? Why would the witches want me back at the palace? Or was that man trying to lead me somewhere else? I suppose either way, the man couldn't have wanted to bring me back to the palace for a good reason. It is possible that the witch gave a commoner description of you, but then why would...
Karma stops talking and looks at me with something like sympathy.
Sorry, I'm just running my head for ideas.
Are the witches really so dangerous? And what do they want with me in the first place?
Rest assured, Princess, we'll figure this out.
I nod my head slowly. I have a lot of questions for Delora and Parfait, but it is possible that even they might not know everything. I will need to think on my own as well, just in case they decide to keep more of their secrets. I look at Karma and shake my head. Next time I will be more wary. I won't let myself be caught unaware. Before I realize it, Karma has his hand on my cheek and is staring at me solemnly. His eyes are cold and as unmoving as steel.
Princess, there won't be a next time.
That's what I said.
Next time I'll make sure you are definitely not alone.
It's a strong promise to make. Had I been alone today, I might have accidentally been kidnapped. I know that, but I cannot show weakness. I just need to be more cautious. I am not some damsel in distress, you know.
Having someone at your back is far more comforting. Even on the battlefield, knights fight better together. ...
Are you speaking from experience? What's wrong?
Nothing.
He moves his hand away from my face and stands up, sighing. His eyes suddenly look distant, and his posture is stiff. You were a knight, weren't you? Did you get cursed because something happened with another knight? Something like that? I'm making guesses here, I don't know anything.
I think we're about done here, right?
I haven't finished your makeup, though. Wait, why am I even concerned about that?
Oh, sometimes simple is better. Or would you like me to sit back down? I do enjoy being pampered by you, Princess.
I take it back. We are definitely done.
Good. Thank you for your hard work.
In an instant, the mood changes, and a bright smile once again graces Karma's face.
As much as I hate to do this, I'm going to have to leave you, darling. I have business in town and then a patrol later tonight. I probably won't see you for the rest of the day, but thank you.
He's thanking me for putting on his makeup? It was such a small thing. You're welcome? You already thanked me, though.
Well, now you can tell I'm twice as thankful as the normal person.
I have no idea how to read what that just said. He's twice as thankful as a normal person. I think that's what it's trying to say. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, but it's Karma. A lot of things he says don't make sense. I told you this story thinks more and more like me all the time. I leave the room with Karma, and he leaves the tavern as I go to find Parfait and Delora. The two of them are seated together in the reception, speaking in hushed voices when I arrive. They both pause to look up at me as I walk into the room.
Well, well, if it isn't the princess. Took you long enough to come and see us?
Anna's told us you were unharmed. We're glad to see you safe, princess.
So, how about telling us what happened? When prompted, I tell them everything that transpired in the alleyway. The two listen and only exchange solemn glance when I am done. Do you know something about all of this that I don't? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? You remember what we said about the Tenenbaum corrupting witches? Well, those witches don't like seeing curses broken. They meddle where they can because they can.
That's why I cast a glamour on you when you arrived here, so you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you.
To protect me? I feel like there is more to this than they are hiding. But I do not think any amount of convincing will get them to say anything.
Forgive us, Princess. We're not entirely sure what's going on either. Though, if it was a human that captured you, he must be working with the witches somehow.
Troublesome, to say the least. But we don't know the details yet. Give us some time to figure things out.
Until we figure out who the man is and who he's working for, you need to have an escort with you outside of the Marchen at all times. Do you understand?
And once you figure it out, you'll tell me? The two exchange another look, which only makes me more frustrated. They are obviously keeping secrets, and right in front of me. Well, we'll tell you once everything falls into place.
Don't worry, Princess. We would never put you in any danger.
The silence is what ends our conversation. I make my way back to my room, feet heavy. I feel like a fly caught in a spider's web. I try my best to clear my mind as I return to my room. Hello. It's Karma. But why? The day goes by slowly, and I make no progress with my curse. Karma is busy with the knights today, and Delore and Parfait are busy talking with Rumple about his curse in his room. Tonight is the perfect night to go and wander the town by myself. But why would I want to do that? Why would I want to... Did I not just promise to not leave without an escort? I need to see if I can find out anything about the witches and what is happening around the kingdom. Delore and Parfait are not going to tell me anything, and no one has wanted to take me out of the Marchen since the kidnapping attempt. These thoughts spiral helplessly in my mind as I sit at the table. I've just finished working for the day, and the activity in the Marchen is beginning to wind down. Garland stands at the door as the last few customers leave the Marchen. Jurian is walking around the room to make sure there are no problems. Out of the corner of my eyes, I notice two men pause halfway across the room to glance back at her. I can overhear their words from where I am. Shame she's a knight, eh? She's the proud type, too proud to let a man dote on her. Bleeding shame, that is. But you think if I tried to say something to her? You too. Garland is suddenly standing behind the two men, an uncharacteristically dark glare on his face. Is there a problem? Doors are closing for the night. I'm asking you to please leave. No need to be so uptight, lad. We're on our way out now. Apparently they're Irish, and I didn't know it. The two men walk out, and Garland stands in the middle of the tavern area, glaring after them. He more or less pushed them out of the tavern. If Annis had seen that, she'd probably have scolded him. Garland!
You okay?
Of course.
You think you can fool me? I've known you long enough to know that something's bothering you.
Neither of the knights seem to notice me here. If they do, they ignore me. Jurian is still looking insistently at Garland, who looks down at the floor. Is he going to say something to her? Garland says nothing, though. He looks at a loss for words. Finally, Jurian reaches out and pokes his shoulder, and he looks up startled.
Still the same as always, the silent, watchful knight. Only says things with certainty when he knows they're the truth. Even the princess is waiting for you to say something. Both knights turn to look at me, and Garland seems surprised. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he hurriedly looks away. Come on, guy. Just spit it out. Patrol is starting soon. I'll head out first.
Okay. Stay safe. Garland nods at her with a little smile and then leaves the tavern.
Coward! Going to sleep soon, princess? I was just going to head up. I stand up and get ready to move to my room, but stop once more to look at Jurian. Did you hear what those men were saying? Oh, about being too proud or something? So she did hear them. She chose to say nothing. It doesn't bother me. They're right. I've been independent for a long time. I would never think about pledging my safety to a man I barely know. I can take care of myself. To a man I barely know. Noted. You probably like Garland. Blunt and to the point, Jurian was really admired for that honesty in the palace. The only other men I've trusted before are my fellow knights, Garland most of all, since we've always been partners. She does not explain any further. I decide it's for the better. The sooner everyone is cleared out, the sooner I can leave the march. Don't leave the march! And that's dumb! That's so dumb! Tonight is the night I will go looking for answers. Where? Nice hoodie. Sorry, Karma. But I can handle myself. No, you can't. I'm going to prove it tonight. I might not be able to fight, but I can be cautious enough not to land myself into trouble. You are always landing yourself into trouble. This is a bad idea. Still, I do not happen to hear much of anything since I am exploring the town tonight. I should have brought along some kind of weapon, but then I would have to steal a knife from the kitchen. I am not a thief. It's not really stealing. Hours pass before I pass a tavern filled with knights, deciding that I will at least listen to what is happening at the palace. I linger by the open door and listen to what the other men are saying. I heard that young Fritz is having a hard time of it. I feel bad for the lad. Even Sir Alcaster thinks he's gone mad. Well, he just keep talking about a princess that doesn't exist. He still knows I'm alive. Fritz still remembers me. But how? Even his father is growing weary of his babbling. Sir Mithros forced him on a break the other day. He doesn't seem happy. Well, Sir Mithros must think he's crazy too, poor Fritz. Can you keep a secret? The knights look at each other, and I lean close as I possibly can. Apparently the boy spoke some truth, though Sir Alcaster doesn't quite believe it. He's looking for the daughter of the previous queen. The witch had a daughter? The previous queen? Are they talking about my mother? How dare they call her a witch, unless she actually was a witch? Apparently she did, though I don't remember such a girl. This is top secret stuff. I just happened to wrestle this out of one of the lackeys looking for her. What would Sir Alcaster need this girl for? I'm assuming she's dangerous, and that's why they want to get rid of her. Are they talking about me? I'm curious, how are we supposed to find this imaginary princess anyway? Does she have any features? No, she's faceless. Completely blank face. Daughter of Slenderman. Dumb. Aye, they described her features. Last man who went looking for her said she wore a special pendant around her neck. The one I'm wearing? I should get out of here. I turn to leave, but my cloak snags on the door and falls to the floor, tripping me up in the process. I end up falling halfway into the tavern, where the chatterby abruptly stops. This is... oh, a lady. The knights that were talking approach me. One of them picks up my cloak. I attempt to grab my cloak from their fingers, but they pull it away from me and I stumble into one of them. Madam. He moves to take my hand, then stops when he sees my face. Her face! And a necklace! You think she was spying on us? Witch! One of the knights grabs me by the witch and pulls me toward him. He's far stronger than the man in the alleyway was. Unhand me right now. I am no witch. Then there should be no problem. We're just gonna take you in, and if there's some big misunderstanding, we'll repay you ourselves, miss. No, let me go. This behavior is not fitting of a knight. Come now, miss. Let's go quietly. Let's not fight. Let's try to convince them. Fighting back is useless when I am outnumbered. I have to try to convince them that I am not who they think I am. You are mistaken, sirs. I happened to overhear your conversation, and assuming I am some imaginary princess is unreasonable. The knights look at each other. You know, she has a point.
She was listening in on our conversation. That's clearly suspicious. Did you not hear what I just said? I happened to overhear it, nothing more. You were cloaked, as if you were trying to hide your features. Being out at night without a cloak is surely a way to draw attention to a lady such as myself. You know, she has a point. Stop saying that, man! Hey, I made the right decision! Then, ma'am, there should be no problem with us taking you back to the palace. If we are mistaken, we'll clear up the misunderstanding and pay you handsomely. How is that the right decision? How was that the right decision? This is bad. This is bad. Come on, let's take her to the palace. How was that the right thing to do? The knights lead me out into the empty streets. Why? Why do I have to be so stubborn? Or they. Somebody. Why does somebody have to be so stubborn? The knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There is fear in their eyes. But I have done nothing wrong. Ma'am, if you feel any better, we're risking our ranks as well. I don't know, I'm suspicious of... Who goes there? I look up and notice Karma's familiar feature walking towards us. What is he doing here, and why isn't he in disguise? Is he a knight? Did I totally call it? Gentlemen, I ask you to unhand that woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating a lady so terribly. And who are you? Okay, he's not a knight. So, why are you here? Her husband. Ah! Okay. Okay. That's hilarious. Okay, her husband. His what? Unhand her, gentlemen, or taste my blade. Sir, we're just gonna take her to the palace to... I will give you to the count of 3. One knight keeps his grip on me while the other draws a sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count through the knight's attacks on him before the sword leaves his sheath. Karma and the knight trade blows, but it is Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulder, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hand to knock the knight out with a single blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. The knight holding me holds up his hand in surrender. I yield, sir. It seems no matter how the situation turns out, you are dishonorable. Please, sir. Karma knocks him out and stands beside me as he sheaths his sword. Karma, after a few moments' story. Karma spends more time forcing a potion from a vial down each of the knights' throats. I watch him quietly, fearing that he might have killed them, but the knights only seem to be asleep. A potion Parfait gave me. It will make the men forget that they ever saw you. That's convenient. How did you know to bring that? When Karma stands up again, I notice a glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. You're hurt. It is nothing. I'm sorry. Come on, princess. Let's go back. He pulls me out onto the main street and does not let go of my hand. I cannot bring myself to speak. Karma has saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he is injured. He says nothing, but his bloody hand does not move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? Because you're stupid! You are stupid! I do not speak for a long time. Eventually I notice people start to stare. Though before long, women. He's dressed as a guy. The staring grows worse. Young men and women following us, giggling from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. Karma? Sorry, princess, I'm not in the mood to talk. Those girls are walking right behind us. This is... his curse? Karma. Story, I just said I am not in the mood to talk. Did you not hear me? We're being followed. He stares behind us almost stupidly and then laughs hollowly when he sees the girl's face. They start to rush toward us, their voices rising and blending together in a horrendous cacophony. Karma is not moving though. He looks resigned.
Maybe he's too tired to realize what he wants to do. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away, my pace quickening to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. This is hilarious. Story, what are you doing? Getting us out of here. Story. I lead him through the town into little nooks and crannies where we managed to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of these spaces as shortcuts. Waltz knew them too. Once we are alone again, I stop, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. That really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. That was difficult. Story? What? I did not mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing in on me too. You helped me out of that. Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by girls? You could have left me behind and gone on alone. Instead, you helped me. You helped me too. I guess I paid you back. Though to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. I just knew I didn't want Karma to be stuck trying to fend off all those girls. He was right about his curse. That is terrible. I just realized something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. My curse has people forget me, and yours has even strangers become fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposites of each other, and yet we seem so similar. My eyes widen when I realize what I just said. We are similar, aren't we? He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern, through the abandoned alleyways. My feet are heavy, and all I want to do is sleep, but suddenly Karma is standing before me, his face grave. Story, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that. It made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden, and I was so tired. I had no motivation to move. Shouldn't I be thanking you? I'll accept your thanks, even though I wish you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out on your own, when you knew how dangerous it could be for you. I'm sorry. I'll accept your apology too, because I lost sleep over this. I have no words for how I'm feeling right now. I want to know how he knew. Princess. Aww. Karma reaches for my hand, and this time he holds it up and kisses the back of it. Aww. Suddenly all of my tiredness fades away. You really are a handful. But a delightful handful. I'm going to bandage this hand and then rest it. We'll talk about all of this, okay? Talk later about all of this. But the blood. The bleeding stops on its own. Story, but it needs to be treated. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Are you sure? As sure as I can be. I don't lie. Not even for the sake of a pretty lady. Karma lets my hand go as soon as we enter the margin, and then bows politely to me before heading back to his room. I watch him go, my mind whirling. Does he usually kiss women's hands? No, I don't think so. No, because he's usually dressed as a lady, and that would be kind of creepy. Hold on. Ooh, matchmaking. Why is this chapter called matchmaking? I'm curious, but I have to end the episode here. Okay. So this has been Cinderella Phenomenon. I have to end it here because I'm tired and my speech is beginning to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love this game, but we will continue it in the next episode. See you then. Bye-bye!